sensitivities around the cockpit country are not just environmental, they are also historical and cultural.
Reality check, man, from your device, you know it's a unique one, aromatic, realistic TV. And I'm here this morning to make my case once more to the Jamaican people. And when me make my case, I make my case for the people of Jamaica know say you can't fool yourself again and give that brother you and Andrew Holness another chance. The man is a narcissist, egoistic, and the man is ignorant. Ignorant. I have 3 clips that I want to present to you this morning, my viewers and subscribers, pertaining to the cockpit country and Chief Curry and Andrew Holness. And Andrew Holness used the Maroon in 2015 when Andrew Holness were trying to become the Prime Minister of Jamaica. He used the Maroon, play on them emotion and get them over in him camp. And him come to power 2015. And after him come to power, him punch the Maroon them in them gut and punch them in them mouth and say to hell with you guys. So I am going to present you with the first clip. And after I present you with that clip, then after we will dissect it.
It is where
Take it
the
away.
British could not go. It is where the British were defeated in battle. So the sensitivities around the cockpit country are not just environmental, they are also historical and cultural. We hear the cries of the people about the preservation of those areas.
I am going to play back that clip for you once more, Jamaica, so that you can listen this narcissist. You can listen this egoistic, and you can listen this ignorant brother, Andrew Holness.
It is where the British were defeated in battle. So the sensitivities around the cockpit country are not just environmental, they are also historical and cultural. We hear the cries of the people about the preservation of those areas. And that is why we have said that before there can be any contemplation of anything such as mining or any environmentally damaging practices, those things must be thoroughly studied. And there is now a process which I gather has now been completed of the conduct of an environmental impact assessment.
So you hear that, Jamaica? You hear that, my viewers and subscribers? Loud and clear. When he was appealing to them, they play with them psyche to win them over, to get them vote. You hear how he talk to them. What did he say, Jamaica? As I quote, the cockpit country was where the Maroon lives, and it is where the British could not go, and it is where the British were defeated in battle. He goes on and he stated, Jamaica, listen and listen good, my viewers and subscribers. So the sensitivity that surround the cockpit country are not just environmental, but they are also historical. Not just environmental, but they are also historical. He goes on and he stated, we hear the cries of the people about the preservation of these areas. So we're going to make sure that these areas is being secured and protected. Because remember, what he says, the sensitivities that surround the cockpit countries are not just environmental. They are also historical and cultural. So therefore, you're not touch historical site and you're not touch cultural site. You do them thing there anywhere around the world and you get locked up. You understand what I'm saying? So after he get elected, I want to play this clip now, and you can listen. This narcissist,
We are in
ignorant,
a difficult situation.
egoistic brother Andrew Holness. Take it away.
It is. There are those who would want to shape the government in a narrative that it does not seek to protect the environmental assets of the people. I rubbish that narrative. And it hurts me deeply when people
I am going to play back that also one more time,
in a difficult situation.
so you can listen
is one of the
and digest it
drivers of the country.
for yourself.
It is. There are those who would want to shape the government in a narrative that it does not seek to protect the environmental assets of the people. I rubbish that narrative. And it hurts me deeply when people know that we listen.
You hear that, Jamaica? You hear the deceiver? You hear the wicked Lucifer? You hear him? You hear him after I made those commitments that the sensitivities that surround the cockpit country are not just environmental, they are also cultural and historical. The cockpit country was where the Maroons live, and it is where the British could not go. It is where the British were defeated in battles. So I am going to protect these areas for you guys. After he get elected, change him tune and start sing a different song. What did he say, Jamaica? We are in a difficult situation. You know, mining is one of the economic drivers of this country. It is. We are in a difficult situation. You know, mining is one of the economic drivers of this country. Yes, it is. He goes on and he stated, there are those who would want to shape the government in a narrative that it does not seek to protect the environmental assets of the people. He said, I rubbish that narrative, and it hurts me deeply when people say that. Let me repeat what the man said. He said, there are those who would want to shape the government in a narrative that it does not seek to protect the environmental asset of the people. And he said, I rubbish that narrative, and it hurt me deeply when people says that. If it hurt you deeply, then why would you have mining taking place in the cockpit country? And if it hurt you deeply when you mentioned to them when you were seeking high office that the sensitivity that surround the cockpit country are not just environmental, but they are also historical and cultural, then why you cut out the tree them? Why you cut out the mahogany tree them? It's not our word, it is your word. The sensitivities, people who make that sink in our head, make it sink in our head, reminisce upon it, and Holness words. So the sensitivities that surround the cockpit country are not just environmental, but they are also historical and also cultural. Then why are you destroying our cultural site? Why are you destroying our historical site? If you know that, and you play on their emotion, you play on their psyche when you are seeking high office, and after you get high office, you turn around and punch them in the mouth so hard, kick them in the gut so hard. You are a narcissist, egoistic, and ignorant. Man, Andrew Holness, that's what you are. You stated it so clearly, like you were with them, and you are going to support them 100% because you play on the emotion to win them over. What he stated, Jamaica, the cockpit country was where the Maroon live, and it is where the British could not go. It is where the British were defeated in battle. And the next clip that I am about to play, Jamaica, where he stated that Jamaica is the only unitary sovereign state. And there is no other sovereignty in Jamaica other than the government of Jamaica. Take it away.
Might think it is innocuous, it is popular, and take a liking to it, because the discussions that are held in places that should know better does not highlight the threat. Jamaica is a unitary sovereign state. There is no other sovereign authority in Jamaica other than the government of Jamaica. I want that to be absolutely clear. None. And under my leadership, not 1 inch of Jamaica.
Ignorance.
Any other sovereign authority.
Fucking ignorant he is.
Would be another for the government of Jamaica to fund, take taxpayers' money and grant funds.
He's a shit man.
Another government.
Ignorant.
This is not a government saying they are a local government, a parish council government, which is under our constitution. Are you crazy? Really? Do you know what you're asking? This is the stuff of how guerrilla wars come and states break down. Wake up, Jamaica. Don't court foolishness and problems. Wake up. People have died as a result. And you expect me to stand here as Prime Minister and fund activities that could lead to the breakdown of our state? Never. Thank you.
This guy, Andrew Holness, is a fucking piece of shit. Ignorant. That's what he is. Ignorant, that's what he is telling us. Jamaica is a unitary sovereign state. There is no other sovereign authorities in Jamaica other than the government of Jamaica. In 1739, the Maroon get their independence. Edward Trelawney sign over 1,500 acres of land to Kojo and his Maroon in their stronghold of Trelawney Town and a compound in the cockpit country. In 1962, Jamaica get independent. 220 odd years later, Jamaica get them independent. And Andrew Holness can tell we that there is no other sovereign state in Jamaica than the government of Jamaica. You know, sister, that brother, you are ignorant and dunce to our history. Dunce to our history. The Maroon get their independent 220 odd years before Jamaica get them so-called independent. Where them put in them blood, sweat and tears. Fight for how many years to defeat the British. And the British have to come to the realization, so we are no match for these Maroon. So we have to come to an agreement. and sign this treaty. A written binding agreement between two parties that is at war. And it was the Maroon and the British. The British was no match, no test for the gorilla and the savviness of the Maroon. So them sign a peace treaty. 1739. And because you want to go and mine out the cockpit and undermine the Maroon, you have no respect for your people. And you don't respect the human rights of people because you believe that you're a dictator and you're a bullbuck and you're a dopey conqueror. But Andrew Holness, you are nothing but a load of fucking shit. That's what you are. You are nothing with your 21% that elect you. And if you're checking the poll now, a 30% is opposing you, bro. So you know, see where it moved from. It moved from the environmental are not just historical. It is also cultural. It moved from that to in touchdown and say, we are in a difficult situation. Changing tune. We are in a difficult situation. You know, mining is one of the economy drivers of this country. It is. He stated, there are those who want to believe or shape the government in a narrative that it does not seek to protect the environmental asset of the people. He said, I rubbish that narrative, and it hurt me deeply when people says that. Oh, can something hurt you deeply when people says that, when it's the same thing you are doing? You promise the people of the cockpit country that you will preserve and protect their land. And you went there and you are doing the opposite. What did he say to the people? We hear the cries of the people about the preservation of that area. So we are going to do something about it. The sensitivities that surround the cockpit country are not just environmental. They are also historical and cultural. Make that sink in. So if the sensitivity that surround the cockpit country are not just environmental to the people of Jamaica, they are also historical and cultural to the people of Jamaica, then why Andrew Holness is destroying the same place that you say are historical and cultural? Why? Andrew Holness, why? Answer the question, Andrew Holness. Because I use it, so Andrew Holness. The sensitivities around the cockpit country are not just environmental. They are also historical and cultural. If you know that those places are historical and cultural site, then why are you mining, Andrew Holness? Why are you cutting out the forest? If you know that these sites are historical and cultural to the people of Jamaica, then why are you destroying it, Andrew Holness? Tell us why. Tell us. We want to know. Tell us why. It is your words out of your mouth. I am holding you account to the words that come out of your mouth. My viewers and subscribers, home and in the diaspora abroad, let us ask Andrew Holness and his administration this question. Let us ask him this question. The sensitivities around the cockpit countries Jamaica, let it sink in, reminisce on it. The sensitivities around the cockpit countries are not just environmental, they are also historical and cultural. We hear the cries of the people about the preservation of those hearers. If you hear the cries of the people and you know that those are our historical sites, those are our cultural sites, why are you destroying it, Andrew Holness? Why? Why? The question is why? Why are you, who is a son of the soil? Why? Why? You who are a son of the soil is destroying our historical and our cultural site. Those are the questions we have to ask the Andrew Holness and the Andrew Holness led administration. If you know that the cockpit country is historical and cultural, why you mining in there, Andrew Holness? If you know that the cockpit country are historical and cultural, why you bring them to court to continue to mine in there? If you know that the sensitivities that surround the cockpit country are not just environmental, but they are also historical and cultural, why are you cutting out the mahogany wood them out of the cockpit countries? Those are the questions we need to ask this narcissist. Those are the questions we need to ask this egoistic brother. Those are the questions we need to ask this ignorant brother who don't even know his history. You don't even know your history. When you are going to state that Jamaica is a unitary sovereign state and there is no other sovereign authority in Jamaica other than the government of Jamaica, you are so ignorant. And each time you open your mouth and talk, you make the world see that you are more ignorant than people even believe that you are. Just think about it, my viewers and subscribers. Think about it, my people. If you have your house that you work so hard to build your house, would you go and bulldoze down your house? If you have a company that you work so hard to build, would you just go and destroy that company? Talk to me, Jamaica. So ask the Prime Minister of Jamaica, if you know that the sensitivities that surround the cockpit country are not just environmental, but they are also historical and cultural, then why Andrew Holness is mining in the cockpit country? Why Andrew Holness is cut out the mahogany with them out of the cockpit country? Why then Andrew Holness is destroying the cockpit country? Those are the questions we need to ask. And I was talking to a very good friend of mine, very good friend. It's like a mother, it's like a sister, a good friend. And he said to me, Aromatic, why you think Andrew Holness purchased the tanker them and them war military style weapon? I said to her, why you think? And she says, it was to invade the Maroon. The terrain of the Maroons. The terrain of the Maroons and how to get in those hills. Because Andrew Holness is running scared of Chief Curry. Because remember, when Chief Curry just come on the scene, it was the hottest thing. Brilliant and excellent mind, and Andrew Holness don't like people who is brilliant than him because he has to be the man. And I said to my friend, you are going somewhere with this conversation. You are going somewhere with this conversation. Is to start a war with the Maroon and use the police and the military force of Jamaica to fight against the citizen and their sovereign land. That's what Andrew Holness is doing to the Maroon. Open up on eyes, Jamaica. Wake up and smell the coffee or the bush tea and see what I go on. put down on your foot and stand up and fight, because if you no fight, you are going to lose everything. Everything. This is what the man say to us. The cockpit country was where the Maroon live, and it is where the British could not go, and it is where the British were defeated in battle. He goes on and he said the sensitivities that surround the cockpit countries, they are not just environmental, but they are also historical and cultural. We hear the cries of the people about the preservation of these areas. And he go back after he come to power and stated, we are in a difficult situation. You know, mining is one of the economic drivers of the country. It is. He stated, there are those who would want to shape the government in a narrative that it does not seek to protect the environmental asset of his people. And he stated, I rubbish that narrative. And it hurt me deeply when people says that. If it hurt you deeply when people says that, why would you take away the people resources and then send taxpayers, soldier and police over there to brute force the people and their land that you are trespassing at? Those are the questions we need to ask Jamaica. Why are you destroying our historical and our cultural side? Why? Why? Anyway, my people, stay tuned to Aromatic Realistic TV. Like and share and follow us over YouTube. You know what to do. I said I don't want you to keep any secret from me. Like, share, subscribe, so the message can reach the four corners of the globe. Until then, my people, I will continue to tell them that the signature word, heart of love for my people, heart of love for my people, heart of love, peace.